Recording this basically on the US market open, something a little bit different. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting one, seeing as overnight we got the trade agreement between the US and China. Still yet to see all the details of that, so the market is going to start digesting that. We had the S&P futures opening up at about 3% overnight, and obviously the S&P has gapped up pretty significantly. As you can see, the S&P absolutely flying above all resistances. This rally has been absolutely crazy. So from that drop, bounced off that big level around 4,800 and now up 20% in pretty barely any pullbacks as well. Obviously smashed through this weekly resistance here, and yeah, not very far from all-time highs at all. And with gold, as you can see, pulling back a bit, that's obviously had a pretty parabolic move. We could have seen, sorry, a blow off top here a couple of weeks ago, 21st of April. So we could start seeing that capital flow from risk off, as in gold, into risk on, so stocks and BTC, etc. Although, as I say, stocks already having a pretty decent rally over the past, 5-6 weeks now. On to BTC, and just shy of the highest weekly candle close in BTC's history, just lower than the one we got back on the 9th of December. Right on this weekly level of resistance, this weekly range high at around 104k. We knock it down to the daily. As you can see, there is little resistance between here and a new all-time high. A new all-time high basically being about 110k, and we are sat at around 104. So yeah, we've obviously got a lot of resistance here in terms of we've visited this area quite a lot in the past, lots of wicks, no daily candle close above 106. So once we see that, then that's probably the final the final straw, and we should be onto new all-time highs. We have left behind a big fair value gap, as you can see from that big candle we got on the 8th of May. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a bit of a pullback into that. So around 98k is the bottom of the fair value gap. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that shake out a few late longs. And there's obviously been a lot of FOMO, especially when you look at alts all massively in the green, even the BTC pairs as well, with being the best one of the day so far on my watch list anyway. 30% up on BTC on the day, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, BTC at resistance for now. Wouldn't be surprised to see a bit of a pullback, shake out some late longs into a higher low, probably retest the EMA 21 and somewhere in this fair value gap, and then off to new all-time highs. Ethereum obviously doing really well. Monster candle back on Thursday and just continued, had that follow through all the way through the weekend. Had a bit of a pullback yesterday, but we've pretty much retraced all of that. We're now sort of sat in this, you could say we've got this resistance level here at around, 2564, where this previous support was back at the beginning of Feb. Maybe you want to pop that there, that's it. So yeah, again, wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback on this after such an explosive move. So from sort of the move origin, from the consolidation up to 40% in 3 days. So yeah, would not be surprised to see a pullback again, maybe into this daily fair value gap, which is between 2315 and 2227 on the weekly time frame as well. A nice confluence with this previous weekly level of support. Didn't even act as resistance, just ripped straight through it. So again, wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback into this sort of 2270, 2260 area, put in a higher low and then continue onwards. In terms of Bitcoin dominance, finally starting to see a bit of a breakdown. We've had a higher time frame close below this 64% level on the weekly, as you can see, and continue to trend down, but nothing too exciting just yet. We saw this pullback back on the back in November, and that just resulted into basically a larger correction into a higher low, and then the trend continued. We'd like to see a monthly candle close, obviously still a long way to go, another 19 days, but monthly candle close should look like a strong rejection off this 64%, and potentially the start of the Bitcoin dominance starting to trend downwards.